Today I'm gonna make my first editing video, and today's photo I took around 2022. It was a beautiful morning and the mist and the sun and the sky, everything was perfect. I was actually on my way to work. It was around 06:40 in the morning, and I just jumped out of the car, brought my S22 Ultra, got up my Expert Raw app and did a couple of compositions. This is one of them, and this is the one we're gonna edit today. I'm not a technical photographic guy. I do follow my intuition and the basic rules of photography. So we're gonna jump in, start the editing, and start with the basics and then move from there. So here we are inside Lightroom Classic. I like to use that one. And this raw file is 4:3. That's the maximum effect you get because the sensor of the Samsung S22 Ultra is also 4:3. Lightroom has a own profile for Samsung Expert Raw that you can choose up here on the right side. And as you can see below here, you have basic adjustments, and the further down we go, it gets more advanced. So we're going to start up here, and first of all I'm going to change this Samsung Expert Raw to, you have different options here. I'm going to choose Adobe Color, and you see how much it changes. It gets very dark here in the shadows, and you get more details up in the highlights. But the sun, for me, got absolutely perfect. So now I have a base that I'm gonna do my basic adjustment from to get the shadows up and get more of the details that the S22 Ultra Expert Raw app capture in the dynamic range. So we're gonna first do some exposure, and as you can see, the higher up I go to get the shadows up to a satisfying area, I'm blowing the highlights. So first of all I'm gonna expose for the highlights, and I think we're gonna try there, and then we're gonna do the shadows to see if we can recuperate some shadows there. And then you see the dark area brightens, not the sky. So we're gonna find a nice level here, and all of this is to your own liking. So if you want to keep it there, keep it there. If you want to keep it there, keep it there. So as I said, I color grade or process on intuition, what I like. So I think we're gonna go there, and I can put on some different things afterwards to selectively darken or brighten stuff. So we got that, the highlights, you can see there. Can lower them to get a little more details in the sky. But if I go too low, it's not nice. So I think we're gonna go there. As you can see, the sun also changes. So if you just look for the sky, oh that's nice, and then you see the sun, it might be too much. So I don't want to overdo it. I want it to be like sunrise morning moody look. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is check the whites, see if we can get some effect there. The same here, it affects the whites, the sun and the sky gets blown out. So we're gonna find a nice area but still preserve the orange colors. I think we're gonna stay there. It's very sharp down on the right side before the fence there. So I think we're gonna try to soften the look a little bit. If you see now when I drag it, it's get really soft and it affects the whole photo. So the thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna put it back and I'm gonna go up here. And I'm gonna do a linear gradient. and that's only gonna affect this area, because behind the fence here it looks kind of soft. So we're gonna try to just affect this area here and see. And the more you drag this, the softer the transfer to the not processed area is gonna be. So we're gonna go down there, change the grid a little bit. So all of this is just, you need to play around, see how it looks. Then gonna go up here again, then find the texture down here. Then you see now it's very sharp, and as I pull this it gets softer. So I think we're gonna go there, because if I have it here it steals the photo in my mind. When you look at the photo, the first thing you see is down on the right side, very sharp. So I want it to be like a smooth transition towards the sun and that stone building. So I think we're gonna go there. And now I think we got that. So we're gonna go out. Now I'm back to affecting the whole photo. So these options here are like you can single out different areas. I think we're gonna play around with the saturation a little bit, see what happens. You got vibrance and you got saturations. A little rule I've learned is if you go like up very much here, you see now it's getting very blue. When I started, oh that's nice, many years ago or 5 years ago, I pulled everything too much. So processing shouldn't be like this, it should be like subtle, just a little bit to get the small details a little bit more forward. But sometimes you need to pull it like maybe up to 50 or something, 51, to get the blue out. And then you can see here if I pull the saturation, but again this is too much, so it needs to be like, need to be balanced, it needs to be looking like it's something that's actually happened. So 0, I think maybe just +2, not too much. Maybe see what happens here on the vibrance. I think we're gonna go stick there, 51. And then I think we're gonna play a little bit with the tone curve. You have the famous S curve that everybody talks about. You have the highlights up here, and you have the mid-tones here, and you have the shadows down here. So when you pull this one, you affect the shadow area, the dark part, and the S curve is supposed to be just a minor little tweak down, and the mid-tones. See, if I go too far up, it gets kind of milky, so I want it to balance. So actually, I think I'm gonna like that, just small tweaks. And sometimes you need to play around with the curve and then go back up to the saturation, maybe pull it down a little bit, something like that. So it's a drag and pull game, but you don't want it too much. You see, just small adjustments. So I think we're gonna go there. If we take a look for before and after, that was before, that was wrong, like that. And if I push, I forgot. Okay, what was it again? There, this is before and this is after. So then you can compare. If it's like when you go back to the original and then you push, you can see like, it's too much saturation. That's why I said when I pulled the tone curve here that I maybe have to go back up to the saturation. So I think I'm gonna pull it down just a little bit. Like that, maybe. I think that's good. So Lightroom is actually quite easy to use. It's not very difficult. In the beginning, it's very confusing, all the things you can drag and pull. But when you get into it, it's actually not that difficult. Okay, I think we're gonna try to do something about the stone house because it's kind of lost in the darkness. The sun takes all the focus, and the mist here is beautiful. This is the most luckiest shot I've ever had since I started. And that's what I say every time I get a banger, as I said. But this one is one of my favorites, and it's taken with a smartphone, believe it or not. Okay, we're gonna try to get this a little more out in the picture. So I'm gonna go up here and create a new mask, radial, I think. I think that's the easiest. If it's subtle, it doesn't affect too much of the area around. So just you can make it like oval, circular, small, big, the whole, whatever you like. So I'm gonna just do like this. And then I'm gonna pull, I think, the shadows a little bit and see what happens. Here is what you see. This is the way it affects. So if you pull too hard, this is gonna be in your photo. That's why I said you need to do subtle things. But actually, I think I'm gonna delete this mask like that. Takes a little time sometimes. And then I'm gonna create select object and see if the Lightroom does a good job, and see if it picks out the stone house. I think it's going to do a better job than me with the circular gradient. And not too perfect, but what you can do here, you have add or subtract. So what I can do now is push add, choose brush, and then if it starts, I can do the circulars bigger or smaller, depends on the object. And I want to affect as little as possible the area around, just the stone house, so it gets a little subtle, more notice in the photo. I think maybe it's too low there, so we're going to subtract a little bit and see what happens. Brush, and I need a faster computer. And then we're going to take away here until I think I see the edge here. I think that is good, something like that. I need to add a little bit again. Brush. See a little corner here. It's small details, but when you start doing this, you kind of start being a little bit picky. So I'm gonna try to get as much as possible, like that. And now we can go back to shadows. And I'm still on the mask, so this thing I'm doing now is only affecting this red area. So I think I'm gonna go back down to the texture. And you see now, when I pull it, it's kind of lost. Here is, let's see, this is 0, this is how I took it. And when I pull the slide, it gets more and more noticed. So I think I'm gonna do like that, because now I feel that you see more details of the stones than if it's back on 0. So I'm gonna pull it here, something like that. Then we can close that area and pull it back out. Now you kind of see a little bit more details in the stones. Yeah, so when you process a photo, a good idea is sometimes to take a break and then come back and take a look at the photo, and then you see, oh shit, that's too much. Because you can get a little bit blind when you're doing this and over process stuff. I've done that plenty of times. So I just want to do a subtle processing edit video today to show you with small tweaks how you can get a nice photo. So if we go on before and after, see there, and then, oh, I didn't do that, like this, before and after. So you see the highlights, the skies, and all of this information that's here is in the photo file when you are taking it in RAW. When you're taking it in JPEG, it's like it's done, it's filled up with computational information that the phone manufacturer has set for doing photos in JPEG, in photo mode and stuff like that. So when you're shooting in RAW, it's a bigger file, but you are getting so much personal impression in the photo. And as I said, when I do a photo, I edit with emotions and feelings, what I feel the photo should look like. So again, before and after. And you see on the right side there, it doesn't take too much of the photo when you open it. It blends in, but I want it to be noticed because you have this line here, and you have the leading lines in photography. This makes a different part of the photo, and I think it makes the photo look more detailed. And of course the mist here and the sun, yeah, everything is quite good. So yeah, I think that's it for now. You have a lot of other stuff here. Maybe later we can maybe show you this chromatic aberration. That's a good advice to just always do this when you are editing your photos. This one enable profile corrections. If you got like a like on action camera, it looked distorted, you can use this one, but you can see it just pulls it a little bit out. If you see down in the left and right corner, there you can really see it. So it's a taste. If you like the photo to be like this with it on, you do that, but if you want to keep it like that, it kind of gives different looks in the photo. Sometimes it's good to have it. I actually think now it's good to have it on. Yeah, we're gonna keep it on. There's a lot of other stuff here. Maybe in later videos, in another photo, we can go into detail about that. But for now, easy light processing, so you can get an impression on how you can do it yourself. You can edit also in Lightroom on your phone. That's a free app. I don't like it. I like to see the photo on a big screen. That's the best impression when you're gonna edit instead of a small screen. So yeah, that was the edit, my first editing video. Maybe a little messy, but I did my best. And here you have the photo. I hope you subscribe. I hope you follow. If you like this kind of videos, maybe comment below, subscribe, like, share with friends, and maybe give me a hint of what kind of photo you want me to edit next time. If I have it, I'll edit it for you so you can see how I do it. My name is Chris. Thank you for watching, and this was actually quite fun. and I see you next time. Bye bye.